So, to flee from the German winter, we decided to fly to Malta. Malta is an island located next to Italy. But actually, it was pretty windy, so I'm not sure whether I would recommend you to go there in January or February. And we stayed in a very nice hotel, which is called Mayflower Hotel. The good thing about the low season is that the hotel was pretty economic, so we could stay there for a good price. There was a nice bar in the hotel, which had also happy hour. It had a gym, a pool, which we were not able to use because it's only for high season. And it was situated in St. Paul's. St. Paul's is one of the most touristic areas of the island. Since there were a lot of different restaurants there, I think it was a very good place to stay. So we had a lot of different cuisines. The internet was quite fast and quite good, and I didn't have any trouble working from there. Only if there's a storm on the island, sometimes the whole internet and the data cuts off, and then you might face some issues.
During the first days, we went to Valleta, the capital city of the country. It's actually the smallest capital of the European Union. The whole city is recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, and the architecture of the city is simply beautiful. It's packed with small cafes and restaurants, and you could easily walk around for hours in the city.
We also went to the Upper Baraka Gardens, which is famous for its cannons. Actually, at 12 midday and at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, they are firing cannons, so there's a lot of people and a lot of tourists coming to the Upper Baraka Gardens to see this event. And from there you also have a beautiful view over the bay, and you can also see Birgu and Cospicua.
The next day we went to Coral Lagoon, which is located on the northeast of the island. We went there pretty early during the morning, and I think the light conditions could be even better during the midday when the sunlight goes directly through the hole.
After visiting the Coral Lagoon, we went to visit one of my favorite beaches on the island of Malta. The beach is called Ain Tu Fiha, which means Spring of the Apples, and it is actually even lovelier than the neighboring Golden Bay, which is also very famous. So we would really recommend you to visit this beach as well.
Malta has two official languages, English and Maltese. Maltese is an interesting language with Arabic origin and strong influence of Italian. Being located so close to Sicily, there are a lot of Italian people living on the island. Therefore, Italian is also widely spoken in the country.
Therefore, you have a lot of good pizza.
We also went to Marsaxlokk, a little fisherman's village on the south of the island. It's famous for its Sundays market, and we actually went there twice, once during the week and once on Sunday.
But we actually preferred going during the week because I am not such a big fan of a lot of people, and it was very crowded. You couldn't see the beauty of the town because it was just full of stands from the market. Still, it's very nice, but I prefer it during the week. We also bought 2 cannoli from one of these stands on the market, and they were super expensive. It was like €5 for 1 cannoli, and in St. Paul's it usually cost us €2.50 or something, and it was not even that good. So I would really not recommend you to buy one there because they also don't put the prices in the stand, and then you're like, sorry, what?
After Marsaxlokk, we went to St. Thomas area, which is just a little bit further on the north. It has beautiful cliffs, beaches, and when the weather is good, which is not that common in February, it was pretty nice to walk around, have a coffee, and spend the afternoon there. Our favorite snack in Malta is definitely pastizi. They are really cheap, tasty, and you can find them everywhere. There's literally a bakery in every corner of this island. Usually they're filled with ricotta cheese or mushy peas. The mushy peas one is really interesting. It tastes a little bit salty and a little bit sweet. It's kind of like a mixture between Italian and Middle Eastern cuisine.
So we were just in this small church right next to us, and it was a little bit creepy because they had a lot of bones and dead people and skulls. The church that I was just talking about is right at the Birgo waterfront, and actually it's nice to just walk around there a little bit. There are small coffees and restaurants, and you can see a beautiful sunset. One day we also went to the Popeye village, which is one of the most famous touristic attractions on the island, and it is located in the Anchor Bay, which is northwestern coast. Actually, the Popeye village was a film set for the musical film Popeye, and Robin Williams was the star in the title role. One day we also went to the south to see the different cliffs, and we started with the Blue Grotto and with the Xaka cliffs. Another very famous touristic attraction of Malta are the Dingley Cliffs, which are located on the western edge of the island of Malta, and they are around 250 meters high, which makes them the highest cliffs on the whole island. Also, the Dingley Cliffs are easily accessible by car, and there are several parking areas, but I imagine that during high season, as on the whole island, it's very complicated to park. Also, the whole situation of the streets is an experience for itself, because sometimes there was not real streets, it was very narrow, you needed to find a way to let the car through, and yeah, so sometimes it was a bit difficult to drive around. And don't forget that you drive on the left side of the road, so for some it might be a little bit difficult in the beginning, as it was for us, but I think you can figure it out. When you visit Malta, you should also think about maybe going to one of the islands that are just right next to Malta, which is Comino and Gozo. And one day we decided to visit Gozo. The island is a lot smaller than Malta, but has a lot to see as well, especially different kind of cliffs, like a citadel in the center of the island, and beautiful landscapes. We really like to visit Gozo, and it was perfect for a day trip, and it's very easy to reach by ferry. So basically you just go to the edge of Malta and take the ferry, which is like 30 minutes long, and I think it costs per person around €5, and for a person with car it costs like €16. The tickets for the ferries you only have to pay at the return. You can also decide to stay longer on the island of Gozo, like for example 2 days, and go hiking there. You can rent an apartment there and just enjoy the nature.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe our channel, and see you in the next video.
And follow us on Instagram. Cheers!